So y'all saw the video of 69-year-old Iyanla, I've been getting her name wrong, Vanzant, telling 39-year-old multimillionaire Ebony Williams that she is wrong basically for not wanting to date a bus driver. Like she should date a bus driver. And I'm like, come on, this girl is a lawyer, millionaire. Ma'am, you really think she should go date a bus driver? Because obviously she wants a husband who can provide for her. Because when you watch the whole interview, she said, I'm meeting men who can't provide, who can't play the role. But here's this 69-year-old woman telling this 39-year-old young woman, you should go date a bus driver. And thank you, though, for those of you who left those comments for you. For me, I absolutely love you, adore you. I'm going to try to do a readout later and give you guys a shout out because those comments were so good. So I really thank you. What I want to talk about this morning is Happy Tuesday. I love you. Thank you. Be sure to subscribe and thumbs up. Share this out for me and leave a comment for me. Ladies, Iyanla, 69-year-old, those are the women, those are my mothers and my aunties that I came up with in the church who was pushing me to go marry the bus driver. Now, let me just say, because people get offended when you say this, there's nothing wrong with a bus driver if that's what you want. The same way, there are men out here who don't want to marry women with kids. I met a lot of great guys who didn't want a ready-made family. Some of them were still friends on Facebook today. Engineer, I had one engineer, one pastor. He's a big-time pastor now. He's still single. But he didn't want a woman with a ready-made kid. So I just don't understand why people get offended when those of us say, no, we don't want the bus drivers and the mechanics and the men fresh out of jail. This is why, ladies, it is so important for you to know exactly what you want in a husband. I read a comment just now, a young lady, she said, 25, 27, she's open to dating a man who has potential. No, no, no. Never open up yourself to anything less than what you want because you're opening in the door for those spirits to come at you, okay? And so, ladies, I want to remind you that your husband is a choice. I don't care if he's the man that picks up the bottles on the street. That is your husband. If that's who you want, I'm okay with it. This is why my course is called My Husband Profile. But let me just say 70% of wives initiate divorce. And me personally, I believe that a lot of wives initiate divorce because they marry potential, right? They marry men who they potentially think is going to become great. And I was listening to I'm gonna give a shout out to her because I'm gonna do a reaction to her video this morning. I was listening to um Samantha Cooker, shout out to her. A big shout. I'm gonna do a reaction to her video. You know what she said? She said we did give them a try. We gave these men a try. But at the end of the day, men are wired to be providers and protected. Men are wired to be professed to and are to be respected and praised and honored. And see, when I was coming up, they would push me to marry men I didn't want to because they say, oh, these men could love you. They're going to be faithful to you. He's going to remember how you help him up. I even remember one deaconess sent me to pick up her son one Sunday. And I was like, sure, I'm right by the parkway. I can jump on the parkway, get to East Orange in 5-10 minutes. Well, coming back, come to find out, this boy just came home from jail yesterday. And me and little Lexi in the car, and Lexi, I don't know, I was still in my maybe late 20s. Yep, because I had my silver car. I was in my late 20s. And I was like, she sent me and my little baby girl to go pick up some man, her son that just got out of jail. Then I got to the church and she said, oh, Jen, she needs a good woman in his life to get him on the straight and narrow and to help him. And I'm looking at her and I'm just stunned because I was already thinking about leaving the church. And that was the thing. That was the icing on the top that made me leave that church. And I was like, he came up and said, "So when can I take you out?" I say, "Can you even afford to take me out?" He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna ask my mother for the money." I said, "I'm not interested in going out with you." He goes, he's telling his mama, she came over to, he said, "Jan, why you women with all your degrees and your education, you think you're too good. My son need a good woman in his life." And I'm looking at him like, you was the good woman in his life. You was supposed to be the good woman in your son's life, ma'am. You're not supposed to be passing off your son on me to try to fix him up and get him on the straight and narrow. That was your job. I left the church after that. She still don't talk to me. But girl, when I go back to visit, honey, you best believe I parade my husband around. Yes, I do, honey. They look at him like he's Barack Obama. They're like, because they ain't never seen nobody like that. Now, another thing, one of the huge pillars in my content, in my Janice Hilton content, in my 23 types of guys you might meet, is environment, right? I am big believer of nature, nurture, nurture, nature, which is why I am the way I am with my kids. I don't leave my kids. My 10-year anniversary is this month. Mom taking my babies with me. Okay? I don't leave my kids, and that's one of the things my husband loved about me. I don't leave my children. I am big on environment. And I later realized when I wrote my first book, Praying for Our Children, laying on my bed, celebrating my 34th birthday, reveling in the glory of, oh my God, I'm a published author. The Lord burst my bubble and say, you're still single. You still ain't married. And I was like, oh my God, I'm 34. I'm not married. And the Lord spoke to me and he said, get up and get out. That's what he said. Get up, get out. You need to put yourself in the environment of the type of men you want to. It occurred to me, y'all. Here I am wanting the CEOs, CFOs, the executives, the presidents of companies and vice presidents and the engineers and the financial guys and the men that Black women are, the Iyanla is not even mentioning that these, no, you don't need to get those men. You need to get these down here. The type of men that I've always wanted, but the Black woman in the church would tell you those men are not good for you. Those dudes on Wall Street are going to cheat on you. They're going to abuse you. They're not saved. They don't have no integrity and they don't have no character. And I had to stop and think, wait a minute, you want to tell me in God's kingdom, there's only broke men. There's only potentials. You want to tell me there are no saved men on Wall Street, no saved presidents of companies, no saved CEOs and CFOs, none of them. No vice presidents of company that are saved. They're all sinners. The only one that's saved and can love God and love me are the type of men that I don't like, that I'm not going to build with you. I'm not going to push you. I want to be taken care of. I want to be provided for. I want to be protected. I don't want to pay a mortgage. I don't want to pay a bill. Because my daddy tells me the least a man can do is put a roof over your head and food on your table. And I want that without me helping him. But these men you're pushing me, I'm going to have to help him. And Janice is going, Janice is going to get real resentful and real disrespectful because I'm stressed out and tired because I got a whole man in my house, but I got to still work to take care of myself. You want to tell me those are the only men that are saved, that love God, that have character, integrity? Huh? And this is what they come with. These men have character and integrity. They love God and they will treat you right. They can't provide for you. You're going to have to build with them. But these men who can provide for you and who can take care of you and your babies and who you can stay home on maternity leave and you don't have to stress about how you're going to take care of yourself and your babies. They're not safe and they have no character and they have no integrity. And they're going to cheat on you and they are going to abuse you. As if when you go down to the courthouse on Martin Luther King Boulevard, that the only people that's filing for degrees are these people over here. And I remember I had a supervisor at Rutgers when I was doing EOF. I had to cut her off because she was pushing these nigglets on me. This is who you need. This is who you need. One of the guys, y'all, one of these guys went to Rutgers, but I knew he was a bum. I am 45 years old. Do you know this niglet is still living in subsidy? Huh? Can you imagine if I had went with him? I would be living in subsidy, still living in subsidy apartment. And I remember walking down University Avenue at Rutgers. And I said, God, there must be at least one saved Black man on Wall Street that's looking for a wife. That's my husband. And y'all, guess where my husband worked when we met? Guess where he worked? Huh? Guess where this is why you gotta be careful what you say. This is why you gotta watch your mouth. Speak those things that are not as though they were. Speak only what you want. Do you understand? And that church where I refused today, y'all, I am still pissed about it 10 years later. I gave 25, 30 invitations. Not one of them came to my wedding. I'm still upset today because you know how you going to have 200 people? You inviting 200 people at your wedding and you only made 200 invitations. And then 30 of the people didn't even RSVP, do nothing. And then you're like, dang, I could have invited these other people. So, ladies, sign up for my husband profile. You need to know that you know that you know that you know what you want. If I had married these men, these women, the Iyanla, the men that they wanted me to marry, I would have been divorced. I would have been one of these women on Facebook talking about I've been married 3 times and divorced. You need to know that you know that you know. And you know, and I made up in my mind. Either I'm going to have what God has for me because I knew what God has for me, or I'm going to stay by myself. And I'm going to make peace with staying by myself if I cannot have what I want because I'm not going to settle. Because to me, when you marry potential, you are settling. When you marry the man you don't want, but you're just going to go ahead and get married, you are settling. And it won't be too long, before you're going to go file for divorce, which is why 70% go initiate divorce. And the number one reason for divorce in this country is money. So why not make sure the money issue is not an issue before you get married? Before you get married, make sure those foundational things are right. All right, I have to go. I love you. Let me know what you think. I'm going to do shout outs later. My husband profile, you have to send me an email so I could add you to the list. I'm starting again in summer. I can't give you a date because I have to take a break after this class. I love you. Let me know what you think. But 10 Years a Girlfriend is also available on Amazon. I am reading my shorts from them. So if you want to go ahead and check that out. And of course, 23 Times the Guys You Might Meet is also available on Amazon. Love you. Talk to you later. Bye.